The child down the street, the child you see in the grocery store, at the playground, or the library. This child could be one of the 10,000 undiagnosed children who have a rare genetic condition called Cornelia de Lange syndrome, or CdLS. The Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Foundation is committed to finding every child with CdLS. There are services available to these children and to those who care for them that can make a profound difference in their lives. You can recognize these children. You can make the difference in a life. You can find one child. In 1933, Dr. Cornelia de Lange, a Dutch pediatrician, described two children under her care with similar medical problems and a remarkable resemblance to one another. Dr. de Lange is generally credited with describing the collection of symptoms that comprises the syndrome bearing her name, Cornelia de Lange syndrome, or CdLS.
Children living with this diagnosis need accurate information. Their parents and their family members need support. It's a tough diagnosis. Living alone only makes it tougher.
CdLS is a congenital syndrome, meaning that it is present from birth.
It was totally unexpected. Totally unexpected.
They were concerned because he didn't look like a typical child.
The doctor that actually diagnosed him wasn't real familiar with it. He had only seen it once.
As with other syndromes, individuals with CdLS strongly resemble one another. Many characteristics can be present at birth, but not every child has each characteristic. Most children are born small and grow slowly, rarely reaching the size of their peers. Typical facial features include eyebrows that meet, long eyelashes, low-set ears, a short upturned nose, and thin downturned lips. Many children with CdLS face similar challenges: feeding difficulties, developmental delays, limb differences, behavioral issues, and the absence or delay of speech. All children with CdLS should be evaluated for life-threatening conditions such as heart defects, gastroesophageal reflux, and bowel abnormalities.
People with CdLS tend to be small. They tend to have more hair on their bodies and thicker head of hair than other people. They tend to have certain facial characteristics, an eyebrow that arches in a particular way and tends to meet in the middle, and very long curly eyelashes. And they have often differences in how their hands are formed, and very small hands and feet, and they often can't fully extend their elbow. From the developmental point of view, it can range from really having very little mental development and progression all the way up to nearly normal intelligence. Many pediatricians have encountered the condition in their training but wouldn't know how to diagnose it.
It can happen to anyone in any country, from any background, any race, any religion, any financial income level.
I mean, everything was perfectly normal through the pregnancy. There wasn't any sign of anything.
I had a typical healthy pregnancy. I mean, my first child, everything was perfect.
Do you want to go on a swing?
Until recently, the cause of CdLS was unknown. However, in 2004, a research team led by Dr. Ian Krantz at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia reported that they had identified a gene that causes CdLS.
The people in my lab had been working really around the clock looking at this, and we realized that the type of change they were seeing could only have resulted in this protein not functioning, and we knew at that moment that we had found what we had looked for.
It was a very exciting day when Ian called and said that they had actually found a change.
I think it's helpful in that there are many families, sadly, even though we knew it to be a random mutation and told them that there was nothing that they did to cause it or that they could have done to prevent it, this just really validates that.
Just because you're different doesn't mean you don't play a very valuable role in this world. And the foundation hopefully identifies that people with CdLS are deserving of a better life.
Those touched by CdLS are not alone.
Good morning, CdLS Foundation. This is Barbara. How may I help you?
When he was first really diagnosed, and we've come to terms with his diagnosis, that I contacted the foundation, and I just had a wonderful phone call, and she just confirmed the fact that things aren't always, what they seem, and that it's not as bad as you think it might be, and we're here for you every step of the way.
The people who work at the foundation office really do an incredible job, and the families rely on them, and the scientists and doctors rely on them, and they just need to be commended.
The Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Foundation serves thousands of individuals with CdLS and their families. Family service coordinators provide families and caretakers one-on-one support. The foundation offers materials for public education and works to increase awareness of the syndrome. Together with a large network of doctors, therapists, and educators, the foundation seeks to improve treatment for those who have CdLS.
Foundation provides a host of services to families. We provide information and support. We offer them opportunities to meet other families who share similar circumstances. We have a host of doctors and professionals that provide one-to-one consultations with
experiences through family gatherings, regional meetings, and national conferences.
I know of no other place where someone can come with their whole family and, talk about CdLS, learn about CdLS, have an individual consultation for their family with their particular issues.
It was amazing to know so many people with so many individuals that have the syndrome.
They also get to have a lot of fun, and brothers and sisters get to see other brothers and sisters just like themselves.
If you see a child with CdLS, please share our contact information with the child's family or offer to contact us on their behalf. Thousands of children with CdLS go undiagnosed and untreated each year. By reaching out and finding them, you can help us provide a healthier, happier life for people with CdLS. The Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Foundation exists to provide help and hope, and it begins by finding one child. Reach out. Find one child.